Alex Hormozi recently did 100 million book launch. Can we learn something from that? And he gives in the agenda from the beginning a big, bold promise. I promise you that I will give you something for free. This is something he's giving away because they're not the audience. And hopefully, at some point, they will be. So I'm going to pause it and we can get back to it. Then he talks to the other group. And he speaks in other terms. He speaks to the moneymakers, the business owners,
the high achievers, and the people who've come further.
Yeah. One thing is that he could have said people who are just starting up, people who come further. But he used very different words because he's speaking very clearly into different identities. And this is very interesting because everyone in the room, if they're just up and coming entrepreneurs, what does everyone want to be? Why are they in the room? Because they want to be the moneymaker. It's a great identity piece that is where they want to go. He's speaking to them, and for them, he's saying, hey, I'm going to give you an opportunity to share. So he sells it instead of you buy, but you can go out and donate and share something that we're doing. So he's talking into the mission rather than buy my stuff.
Yeah.
He's establishing who's this for very clearly and very interesting. So everyone is alert. And now he moves into taking care of the problem. Before we get to pain and the problem, he describes that, which is going to be the transition to be able to talk about his program. He does a lot of proof, why he deserves the right to speak on that stage. But he's going into the thing. And what he's selling here is the book. If you're going to sell something making money, what is the problem you're going to present first? Not making money. So he spends about 10 minutes explaining how businesses fail because of one thing only, that they're lacking cash, which is the opposite of what he's selling today. So are you speaking enough to the pain point? Or are you too fast moving straight to, here's the thing I have?
Yeah, here's a solution that you could apply and let's see if it solves any pains you have. We'll see. Let's experiment.
Yeah.
The problem is people aren't going to apply it if they don't have a reason to.
No. So he's future pacing the problem if you do not apply what I'm going to talk about just in a second. He starts to really future pace that because there's a lot of people in the room who's not even at that stage, who doesn't feel it yet, but he's even presenting to them what will come in the future. After he finished talking into the pain points and we understand we need to solve this, he's doing a segue to start presenting his program, which means it's the books. He literally shows and sells at the same time. He used the product as the proof. And that's very interesting because he goes through the 3 different books. The first book, he shows we had the first question. So we all hear. And one important thing he does here, and he does all of the time, he tells something and then he turns it back to the audience. There's this picture pointing back at the audience and make it relevant to you. Where would you be? What would that look like for you?
How does that apply to you?
How does that apply to you? So he makes it really, all the time, he teach. He reverts it back and he brings them along. Now, when he's going through his 3 programs, please.
Always picking up the audience.
Always picking up.
Going through stuff, almost to the point of kind of fire hosing them with information and then stopping, picking them up, getting them back on track.
Yes.
So even if you feel like, I've zoned up for a while, there was no person who wanted to follow along, had a problem following along because everything was said again and again and again in different ways so that it landed in the right way.
Yeah. And now he presents what's the first question? I fixed that in the first book. It sold this much. The second book, that fixed this question. Now, the third book is fixing the problem that we just have, how to always have money. The 100 million money models. This is how we're going to do it. And he's doing now a question control. That's this technique he uses to have everyone to say, you need to have these things that he's teaching in the book. There's 4 steps in his book. And he goes through very quickly the 4 steps you need. And you get to understand that if you know these 4 steps, you will make money. And when he turns it back to you, he's also giving you what will happen, a future pace. Once you understand these 4 steps, he's doing a future pace where he's handling the objection. So at this point, he's doing it again and again. Once you watch it, you see it's just a repeat.
What is handling their objection? What does that mean?
So the thing he's doing here is without even changing anything in your offer, that is handling the objection of the audience saying, there's a lot of me to learn and I just built my thing and I don't have time to change it. I can't afford to change it. And I spent a lot of time doing this already. So he's handling everyone who's sitting and think, oh, but then I need to change a lot. So if you just apply these things, even without needing to change anything, you will make more money. So he makes it a clear statement. You will be making more money.
Which is a critical part of selling from stage,
Yes.
is making sure to handle objections
Yeah.
from the stage. What it really means is take away their logic reasoning
Yeah.
for why they're not a fit to buy
Yeah.
the end product.
Yeah.
The thing is, in order for us to be able to present in a way so that the perfect candidate to buy gets the opportunity to buy, we need to help them to get there.
Yeah.
And that is crucial and very, very important. And we do that by handling objections because we understand where their mind is at during our presentation.
There's two last questions. Would it be valuable for you to know this system? Yes, it is. Would it help in your business if you had the skill to do this? Yes. These 4 steps is turning everyone who would say, I don't need that into, okay, this is what I need.
Yes, I need it.
I need it. And after this, he starts breaking it down. And this is 26 minutes in. He's starting to pitch now. But he pitches through value, not by teaching a lot, but literally sharing. Feels like teaching.
Yeah, that teaches people to think for themselves.
Yeah.
To see different perspectives of what they already see to do a bigger impact with what they have.
Yeah. Because at this stage, now he's going into the presentation of the book. And the book has 4 different parts. He goes through every single part and he does it the same way. It's the same system he uses, and this is the system you want to learn and understand. Because let's say he's doing the first thing, I think this is about attracting clients or leads, attracting. When we are talking about attraction, there's 5 things you need to know. He goes through the first thing, a well-known problem the audience have if they do not know how to attract people. Once he stated the problem, he goes into why you need to solve it with this system, why that is. Because a lot of the people you have in the audience will not listen further if they don't understand why this is going to be different. What he's doing right now is people know that there's other people teaching other stuff, but this is what you need. So he's really telling in the why you need this thing. And then he teaches the what. And the what is literally just a page of what is included. And I can tell you, in this first section, that has 5 spots, it takes less than 2 minutes. It's literally 5 pages telling what these 5 things is. And it feels like it's so valuable. It feels like this is literally training, but it's 2 minutes. Stating the problem, a little bit of proof, why you need this, and then the what. He's not doing the rest. He's not giving the how, and he's not having people to actually do it. He's just telling what it is. And then he's moving to the next one. So he shows the value of that. And then he goes to the next, exactly the same thing. You always end up future pacing what will happen in the future when you have this system. Now comes the thing that is a little bit different what Alex does compared to what most of our audience would probably do, and even to what we're doing. Because at this stage, he presented the value of the book, and the value of the book is 69,000 something. This is very interesting. I think a lot of people forget about this when they're selling. If this is the price point, 69,000, he is turning it again into the audience. If you could just have one of these ones would work for you.
What if this one thing was the only thing
that worked
that it did for you?
Yeah. And what if this one thing was the only thing that did? Or what if you only doubled the amount of leads? What if you only doubled the amount of sales? What if you only doubled the amount of customer lifetime value? What would that mean? And he makes people go into, so put in a number to it. What would it actually mean? So he have them put in their own number. What would I actually make? Because he have a high value he presented to them. I think at this point he started doing this thing. Oh no, but you're not getting for that. You're getting it for 49. No, not 49, 29. And now
and then 5 and then
Yeah, so he's doing that thing. At this point, he's really getting people to, so what is your value? If this would work, if you just got one thing, would it be worth it for you? And he puts down the price to 9,900. He gets everyone to see it. It's way more worth than it is. Everyone will recognize their own thing. And now he does a cost of inaction thing. because he's reverse engineering it and looking at, so what happens if you do not have these things? What is the cost of not taking action?
Which is a price to pay.
It is a price to pay, but it's also a very important thing to show what's the cost of inaction. And I think he uses the term of going back to the old hero story, old Alex, when he was young and he only had $1,000 in his account. He could have taken those $1,000, he could have invested them in S&P 500.
Yeah.
And today, this is how much he would have today. Instead, he invested it in himself.
SME
500. 500. That was a little bit funny. And then he shows that, which means that now we see that, okay, this is the best investment I can do. And I think most people in the room would say that, well, I'm willing to pay 10,000 or 9,000 something, but I might not have the money. And this is where he say, but you're not going to get it for that. You get it. And he's building up the tension. You're going to get it, not for this price, but you're going to have it for interest free. So it's absolutely for free. I'm going to give it away for you for free. But what if you did not just have this? And then he shows the other book. He does the same presentation again about like building up. What would it be worth? Another thing he's selling, the school. It's a school platform. You come into school and instead of getting 14 days for free, you can get not 49 days for free, but not 69 days. You get 90 days for free. And then after that, instead of paying $99 a month, you pay $9 a month. And he's adding this. Now, this is what he's pitching and selling. And all of this you get for free right now. Which means everyone in the room are just clapping. It's like, oh man, you just gave this. And now it's really important that we understand why he does this. Of course, most people who are listening to this can't give away your coaching just for free.
No.
But this is not his audience. He's building his audience. Yeah. He's building his future clients. Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
What's the biggest benefit of just giving this away for free for him?
The biggest outcome of him doing it this way is having people talk about it.
Yeah.
Because he is multiplying the word by mouth effect by 1,000-fold. Here's the thing. The only thing that proves is that he is practicing one of the things that his book is explaining live for you.
Yeah.
So he talked about the growth of school. Yeah. And he now have 15 million people and it grew rapidly because of X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
What did he do to get to that point?
Give it away.
The exact same thing as he did on stage.
Yeah.
And you don't need 113,000 people in the audience. You only need the people that need your stuff right now.
And then he makes it clear. So are you good? And he goes back to the page he had in the beginning where he was talking about his two audiences in the room. Now I gave you this for everyone who's new. I gave you this, the up and coming entrepreneurs. Am I going to speak to the other ones, you who are money maker, a decision maker, a business owner, and whatever he calls them, this other identity?
Identities. It was so important to understand that he speaks to identities. The most of the people in the audience who are starting up, who are up and coming, they are aspiring, which means that they are seeing themselves like, I am that identity, I just don't have the results yet.
Yes.
Which means that it involves them into the conversation that he has now.
Which means they want to be that. It's also a significance thing,
absolutely.
that identity.
But also, while having addressed that this isn't for beginners.
Yeah.
Which means that he is logically raising the level of the conversation. So it's another level of logic to the new conversation that is going to be held.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a higher level, which means, and they're already on board because they're already an action taker. They already see themselves as someone who does this or does that.
Yeah.
So they are involving themselves, which means that he has primed his audience for what's coming.
But he changes the stage and he does it so these green men that has been in all of his marketing, they come in, they take out the table with the book out of the room and comes in with a huge, bigger table. Yeah. And now he starts speaking to those money makers instead. Instead of selling the book, he's asking them to donate books. Because what does he do? He speaks to an identity of people who already make money that they can get to help other people.
Yeah.
And it's not like he's adding a whole much more into it right now. The offer he's giving them is to donate 200 books. When they donate 200 books, that's what they pay for. And it's about $6,000 to donate. And then they get a physical. So he's now showing, and literally he's taking the same course as he was giving away for free before. But now he adds the trainings and all of that into playbooks. And that's what you get. And a physical. And why does he do it physically? Why does he sell a physical book?
He's doing that for the core principle of standing out. Everyone is giving away PDFs, and he even mentions it and says that, like, you're not going to get it in a PDF format so that you could just get it in a fancy library and forget about it in your computer, but you're going to get it home physically so that you can touch it, you can put it on your bookshelf, you can have it accessible. And when it's physical, and then he makes out why it's so important to have it physically, the point doesn't really matter. But what he does is that he is putting himself in a place that differs him from all the rest of the people, which is great because it gets a physical place. And with that physical place also comes free branding.
Does that mean you should send out physical books? No, it does not mean that. It means that he's just trying to stand out.
Yeah.
So you need to sell what you have, and you need to make that as your way is the only way.
Yeah, you can think of it this way. I mean, there are many roads to get to the outcome. So whatever outcome we desire, if it's becoming the new Bezos or if it's becoming the triathlon champion or world champion, whatever, there are many ways, no matter what end goal you have in mind. There are many ways to get to that point.
Yeah.
But there are some key principles and steps that needs to be taken in order to get there.
I think this is a wrap.
I think we're going to wrap it up. I think it's a quite heavy episode. If you feel that you need to watch it twice, then please watch it twice. And if you haven't downloaded the walkthrough, you find it below the YouTube video.
And if you have any question, why did he do this? Or I noticed this, or how did he do this thing? Ask us down below. Like, comment on this.
I promise we will answer. And we ourselves will answer, and that's a big commitment if this video blows up.
So let's make sure you can go out and sell more on your events.
And really hope that this has been valuable for you and that you can use it in your own coaching journey to build your own coaching business. If you like this episode, please press that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you next Wednesday. Take care, guys.